you. Good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. If you're new with us today, we would love to meet you. And we also have a beautiful campus here, so if you'd like to have a tour of that, please join us after service. We'd love to show you. So we are opening with the song with the 360 band. Fabulous. Fabulous to see all your beautiful faces today.
The people who set their clocks correctly. Good on you. Good on you.
Or came sprinting in.
Yeah. You want to say something? Okay. All right.
There's a world where I can go and tell my secrets to in my room, in my room, in my room. In this world I lock out all my worries and my fears. In my room, in my room, in my room. Do my dreaming and my scheming, lie awake and pray. Do my crying and my sighing, laugh at yesterday. Now it's dark and I'm alone, but I won't be afraid. In my room, 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 in my room.
That was so beautiful. Thank you. My name is Christy Carr, and I'd like to welcome you to the Center for Spiritual Living, where we inspire and empower people to live spiritually fulfilling lives. I'd like to thank all the people in service today that did so much to make this service possible. So if you need prayer service after the service, Mary and I will be right here at the bell. We also have a beautiful campus here, and if you haven't seen it, it's absolutely beautiful. So if you'd like a tour, please meet us at the bell also, and we would be happy to show you. I'd like to invite the children up at this point to stand right there by the door. And as we do, let's wave to the camera, say hi to everybody, and join with me in the face of God. just love that song. Again, I'd like to thank all the people who made this service possible. Also, if you haven't done so yet, please silence your cell phone. And I'm going to share just a few announcements with you, but please remember we have them all in the handout that we gave you today. We have them posted on the walls, so please take a moment to look at that. But right now, today, we have our annual congregational meeting at 11:30-ish. All current members of the center are encouraged to attend this important meeting. So we have some ratifying ideas from the Board of Trustees, and we'll find out what is coming in 2025. Being a Mystic, Who Me? Reverend Sue's going to start this class Wednesday, March 12th from 7 to 8. It's a beautiful class. It is a timely that we personalize some of the transformative studies that we have been invested in. The invitation is to mindfully engage with the sacred every day. We have dance church with Dawn, I don't see you out there, on Friday, March 14th from 6:30 to 8. Dance church is amazing. If you haven't done it, please do so. Dawn is very good at what she does, and I'm not a dancer, but she had me dancing. We don't see each other. It's just absolutely fantastic. So come join us on Friday, March 14th. And we're going to start the used book sale Sunday, March 16th through Sunday, March 30th. If you have any books, please bring them starting today. And we'll be receiving books, CDs, and DVDs in good condition. We will be collecting items until Thursday, March 13th. So please go through your books, bring them in. We'd be happy to have them. Thank you. So I'd like to welcome Lori up to do the reading. We'll have the bell invited, and then I will do a treatment.
You're so tall. A man named Dave was feeling lost in life, so he decided to seek wisdom from a spiritual guru who lived in a quiet monastery high in the mountains. After a long journey, he finally arrived and was granted an audience. The guru sat peacefully, eyes closed, radiating pure serenity. Dave, on the other hand, was a mess. His phone kept buzzing, his mind was racing with unfinished to-do lists, and car horns from the city still echoed in his mind. Desperate for clarity, he blurted out, "Master, how can I hear my intuition? My mind is so noisy, the world is so distracting. I just don't know how to listen." The guru smiled and said, "Come, let us meditate together. Close your eyes." Dave did as he was told, eager for enlightenment. But just as he started to breathe deeply, ding! His phone rang and vibrated in his pocket with a notification. And in that moment, he was taken back to his world of noise, asking himself, what did my wife mean by interesting in that last text? And I wish I had downloaded that song about tranquility I heard the other day. And I should have dressed up better to come see this guy. And it's clear I can't quiet down enough to meditate. Frustrated, he peeked open one eye and saw the guru sitting there, completely unbothered, sitting in the presence. Exasperated, Dave asked the guru, "How can you possibly ignore all this noise?" The guru opened his eyes, leaned in, and whispered, "Because I put my phone on airplane mode.
So join with me. Take a big, deep, cleansing breath in. And as you blow out, lower your eyes or close your eyes. And join with me in knowing, right now, wherever I go and whatever I do, Spirit, a creative power, is everywhere present, always responding to the nature of our thoughts. An infinite pressure, one power out of which all life arises. Whatever you call it, spirit, unconditional love, God, it is that. There is no other truth, only perfection. I am made of the very same truth. God is all, and I am that. I move and have my power in it. It lives in me and as me as I walk my journey forward into this beautiful day. So I know for me, as I know for you, that as we sit here today, letting go of all that came before, we are aware, awake, and alive. We are relaxed and open to the sweet voice which flows in our hearts. We are in awe as we claim this day as God's love. Order, harmony, love, and balance form in our hearts and unfold perfectly in our mind, body, and affairs. Living our life the way it is supposed to unfold, bringing forth the expression of the divine love, peace, compassion, kindness, and grace. We listen to the message today and allow the words to flow throughout our whole being. Then send them out to all we meet, allowing those same words to weave out into everyone we meet. Our light reaches out in many ways, ways we don't even know, lighting any darkness and vibrating love in waves throughout all. Because of this and so much more, I claim this life as my life. I release my word into the law, which always says yes, and together we say, and so it is. I would like to introduce Reverend Sue. Thank you, Judy.
This is yours. Yeah, can you take all that just because
Good morning. It's a little bit of an optical illusion with this screen. I feel like I just want to bump into it and get it over with. But good morning, I'm Reverend Sue, and my message today is about that still small voice. You got one? When I hear that, I think of something that Charlie and I toss around a lot from years ago from Saturday Night Live, and that's the character Stuart. Do you remember him? Some people remember him, right? Always kind of insecure, so to speak. That's not the kind of voice I'm talking about. And Charlie in class, I really pick on him because he does this. And I want to say, yes, Stuart, you have something to say. I digress. Okay, back to the still small voice. because we're looking at the work of Eckhart Tolle in Stillness Speaks. And so this opening thought for you is, when you recognize that there is a voice in your head that pretends to be you and never stops speaking, you are coming out of the unconscious identification with the stream of thoughts. When you notice that voice, you realize that you are not that voice, the thinker, but the one who is aware of it. That's the important piece. You hear the voice, the chatter. That's the thinker. But what's deeper is that the awareness that is recognizing that. Freedom lies in knowing yourself as the consciousness behind the voice. Now that's enough said right there to really take that and live that in your day. But let's do this together. I'm going to invite you just to get still, to try to watch the fidgets in your body. Try to watch where your toes tapping or your fingers are tapping on something. Just everything becomes as still as you can be. I shouldn't be doing this at the time change. I'll probably put you all to sleep. I've been worrying about this time change for 2 weeks. And your opening song, that lullaby, I'm thinking, uh-oh. So incredibly beautiful. Just took our hearts into that space of peace. But as we get still and we can understand, what does it mean to be still? To be still. And we try not to think. We're trying right now not to do this right, not to be the one that's best at it today. Let go of what you even think that I might say next. Just be you. Allow your mind to rest in you silently. Hopefully your phones are on airplane mode. But is your mind, as you try so hard, is it being silent? Give it a moment. Are there so many places that this mind of yours, this beautiful instrument, wants to take you? Is there something pressing that needs to be said right now, thought right now? And even is your thinking splintering into 1,000 messages? Are you already wishing that you're in the social hall? Because you're restless, what I'm bugging you to do here. Just notice impatience or patience, stillness or restlessness, getting still. And then I've almost got you. And then you think, what about Costco? What do I need at Costco? And can I get there? Can I get there before the traffic gets in that roundabout that scares me to death? Oh, wait. I'm being still. I'm being still. Is there a voice behind this voice? This is what you want to know. Is it listening intently? Even being amused by your efforts? And you might be saying, am I even spiritual enough to do this? What kind of church is this? But what does Eckhart Tolle mean when he said, you're not the thinker, but the one who's aware of it? Is that such a deep thought that I can't grasp it, or is it so simple that that's why I'm grasping it? And I feel like if I keep going on this train of thought, you guys are going to be reaching for your phone. But the idea is drop it. Keep dropping. Keep dropping. There's a Karen Drucker song, one of my favorites. We've done it at Women's Retreat. I am dropping down, down, I am dropping. And you keep singing that, and you're dropping down, down to the truth of who I am. That's your journey, dropping down to the truth of who you are. And so it goes, trying to capture and listen to that still small voice within. Now, an interesting idea behind this comes from the Quaker tradition. Many of you might know this. Their faith path understands this. It is a scripture in the Bible, somewhere in the Kings, in the middle of a story. But they understand that this leads, when we can listen to that still small voice, it is leading us to our divine guidance. It leads us, takes us right there. They believe that each individual can access this divine guidance and inspiration through a quiet inner voice, so described as the still small voice of God, assessed when in worship as they sit and wait silently, patiently. They settle into silence. They settle into that divine stillness that we speak of. And you know what it is? It's called practice. Oh, she's sliding in a spiritual practice on us. Yep, because that's the only way. It takes practice to quiet the mind and listen so attentively. Because access to this inner knowing, that's what it is. We talk about it as a voice, but it's an inner knowing. It just knows. It does not question. And it's guiding us. It's guiding all our decisions and our actions to follow. And it calls for trust. Oh, that's huge, to trust. Because there's other things going on inside our head. But we're honing in on that still small voice. A profound and sincere trust is called for that emerges from this daily practice, your daily ritual, that you invest yourself time in simply being and listening. I look at Cher because I know one of her spiritual practices is to have her morning coffee with God. Now, why not? Sometimes we say, oh, I'm not supposed to have any caffeine before I meditate. You know, there's all these rules. If coffee helps you get centered, drink your coffee. 1 cup. But we're invited to practice this presence more attentively and consciously. So maybe you start by saying your personal prayers first. That's a good practice to begin the ritual. Say your prayers. What does that voice sound like when you say your prayers? Only you know that voice, your own personal prayers. And maybe you can even choose to whisper your prayer. But you want to know the familiarity of that voice. If you speak it out loud, you hear the resonance within. You get it more in tune with the vibration. You close your eyes and you can feel, that's my true voice. That's my voice I pray to God. That's my communication with the divine. When you can hear your own voice, you can recognize that that is the voice. That is the voice you want to lean into because it is beyond the critic. It's beyond the judge in you. It's beyond that wounded or arrogant part of you. It's beyond the righteous part of you. It's beyond what frightens you. It's the truth of who you are. You are dropping down into that deeper true self. Now, I know I'm full of questions today because it has to come from you. I ask the questions, you apply the answer to you, because right now, that voice in you is tuning in. And you know this, because that's what intuition is. That spiritual faculty that we are so blessed with, it does not explain itself. That's so important. It's not going to coddle you and say, you need to do this because. No. It's different than that. It simply points the way. It does not explain itself. These ideas are so really simple until we work to practice them. Ernest Holmes, no matter what our emotional storm or what our objective situation may be, there is always a something hidden in the inner being that has never been violated. It's important in the stillness. That's your truth, your true self, never been violated. We may stumble, but always, always, there is that eternal voice, forever whispering within our ear. That thing that causes the eternal quest, that thing which forever sings and sings and sings. It'll continue to tune into you. Intuition is nothing less than knowing God in us. Silently, it's just waiting. Do you recognize me now? Do you hear me now? And you cooperate with it, and you align with it, and you're guided by it. And Ernest Holmes finally says, intuition is spirit knowing itself. So, if the greatest takeaway from today's message is just knowing that you all have this guidance within, doesn't cost you $100, though you can put that in the basket if you really like this message. We won't complain here. As we just have to grow to trust it, to not be afraid of it. A deep understanding that where our doubts might come up, that's the other part of the thinking mind. Where our faith stills those voices, that's where we lie in the truth of our being. So, what Brené Brown says reminds us of this. What silences our intuitive voice is our need for certainty. Does that resonate with any of you? Our need for certainty. Oh, it says I should go left, but I really want to go right. What if I'm wrong? And there you go. And so you turn right. Darn it. Which way am I going? What did that voice say again? And then you muck it all up. Learn to trust your intuition, she says. Intuition is not a single way of knowing. It's that ability to hold space. It's hold space for the uncertainty. And our willingness to trust the many ways we've developed knowledge and insight, the way we've done our spiritual practices. So we've developed knowledge and insight, including instinct, experience, faith, and reason. So imagine the empowerment of following your urges. Follow that urge even to come forward and request a prayer from the practitioners for some support. And as they pray, you're listening. You're wholeheartedly listening. It's a reverent listening that we call it in our work. And you're witnessing also at the same time, and I know this to be true because I believe in the power of the prayer and the treatments, that there is a quickening happening inside of you. There's a quickening. There's a gut feeling. There's a felt sense that this person praying with you knows something. You're going there together, that God's speaking now, and you feel this quickening, this vibration. That's your intuition stirring in you. Wake up and listen. This is the way. Now, this isn't about getting everything that you want. That's not important here at all. But allowing what is longing to be expressed and felt through you. Give it a chance to be expressed. Allow it to unfold. That's considering the sacred stillness that we're pointing to in this divine way, that sacred silence that you can always pause in. Cultivating your relationship, your personal relationship with Spirit. So as you come forward and you're going to request prayer support, you're going to be getting clear. Your time with the practitioner is a partnership with Spirit in that moment. And you're taking it's advised to you that you too take that momentary pause to get still and turn within and listen to the voice inside of you that already knows, that's already led you in your footsteps forward to request a prayer of support, to reassure you that your heart's desire is being called forth. And even before you're able to speak it, you know it. So there you enter a contract of sacred trust with another. It has to be a sacred trust when you share your heart. But what you also need to know, the first step forward, it's already in motion. Your prayers are already being answered. The whispering of this voice that called you forward is always, always with us. Now, we've learned very skillful ways to ignore it or avoid it or numb it or drug it. But if we pause, not even trying to confirm it or question it, but just to pause and not distract ourselves by anything, but just saying, what's in this now? What's in me now? I am in the presence of the divine right here, right now, and something is moving and opening in me. Now, there's an author named David Brooks that wrote The Second Mountain. Now, I've read so many of his quotes, and I just have to get this book. But he talks about, on the surface of our lives, most of us built a hard shell, which is designed to cover fear and insecurity and win approval and success. Yeah, and? But when you get down to the core of yourself, that's what I'm talking about, the true self, and you find a different, more primeval country, and it is a deep yearning to care and connect. That's where we're going. He says, just as older couples become more like each other over time, the person who spends years hearing and responding to God's company becomes more like the divine. I love that. At the secret level, you're at the places that God can see. So, as we continue to drop in, to drop down, there's also an aspect here of being in a state of humility. Because when you're honing these skills, you're being directed by your intuition for spiritual guidance. You enter that with a kind of open-minded curiosity. Can you feel that? It has to be open-minded. You can't dictate to that voice what you want to hear. There's an unconditional level of surrender. It's a surrender to life as it unfolds. I am in this now. The world is as it is. So here's the level of faith. So you've got humility, unconditional love, and this level of faith and trust, allowing your highest desire to fully awaken. This is the natural part. It's a natural part in all of us. We're human, and it's the greatest gift that we have, this intuition that we can touch base with. Swami Adiswarananda shares that as our soul self realizes, as our soul self dropping down, the soul self realizes they can hear the voice. The voice is communicating just in an aspect of knowing. That's self-realization. It's natural, it's spontaneous, and it's lacking any sense of self-consciousness. So, also, we align with the 4 agreements, learning not to take things so personal. We allow grace to continue to guide us and gratitude to inspire us. So now we're living our spiritual principles. We've opened to the inner spaciousness of silence and stillness so we can finally tune in to the guidance that we've been longing and studying for all our lives. Remember, it won't tell you why. Guidance just leads you. So, as we recognize that the intuitive response is calling upon this inner world to be silent, establishing a deeper sense of peace and calm. We trust that it's a place we can ask then for our guidance. Intuition will tell the thinking mind where to look next. That was from Jonas Salk. This divine state of communion with presence is associated with synchronicity. It's so much fun to play with it. These flashes of insight, these moments of clarity and insight. We know that we're guided, and we are now entering that level of consciousness where we're so grateful that we are simply the instruments of the divine influence upon the world around us. So we're getting in closer and closer. And a book that is a good summer read is How to Know God by Deepak Chopra, because he looks at these stages of spiritual awakening, and he's referring to intuition as a fourth stage, operating from the knower within, reminding us we will never trust our intuition until we can identify with it. We can't trust it till we can identify with it, reminding us also how you fit in life as it evolves continues from this place of understanding and acceptance. Because the greatest truth here, when you follow this philosophy, you are not the victim anymore. You're not the victim. You're the co-creator of all that happens. Now, this can be challenging for us, maybe difficult on one level. But if we're trusting a higher wisdom, if we're really allowing our heart to enter that, and we're surrendering that resistance, that thread, and trusting that a good now is unfolding, we've heard these things, because God is good. Oh. God has daylight savings too. God is good. There we go. Can you feel that to stir inside that heart chamber of yours? This is the self-acceptance. It's so vital here. The qualities when you know you're living in this level, it's all positive attributes. They're all positive attributes of the divine. You have a greater understanding, a greater tolerance. Forgiveness comes first in you. Being non-judgmental. Being inclusive, being accepting, insights. Wow, your friends. They're saying, man, she just seems to know. He seems to know. Yeah, they go to that spiritual center. But it's all about practice. It's all about entering the still small place inside of you. That secret room, that secret chamber of the heart. It's where everything lies, so deep within you. You can trust it because it's an echo chamber of truth. Before I close, I'll have Judy come up for, thank you, Judy, for the prayer for you to enter into. But I found this beneath the Bodhi tree. A man sat beneath the beautiful Bodhi tree and spent many months reading great spiritual works. That's what we do here. One day, though, the tree spoke to him. "Why do you read books about Jesus, Buddha, and Krishna?" asked the tree. "I hold the key to your liberation. Those books will inform you, but they will not awaken you." The man was quite startled. "I don't understand," he said, with a mixture of fear and excitement. "The words in those books will take you into your mind," explained the tree. "They will energize your thinking process, and then you will move further away from the present moment, the truth of life. You will take yourself further into separation." "Oh, please continue," said the man, looking a little bit puzzled. "If you will But choose to be fully present with me, said the tree. Then thoughts will stop, and the past and the future will disappear. You will awaken into oneness and the truth of life. You will see that I am God in the form of a tree. Everything you are seeking in those books will be revealed to you simply by you becoming fully present with me. Ah, the man smiled. That's exactly what's written in these books. Obviously, I'm on the right track. And he kept on reading. So, I know that when you leave here today, you might just keep on reading. Or you might say, what is this? Go ahead, Judy. Thank you. As she starts to play, I'm just offering it back to you. You're here now. Be still. The piano keys bless the silence. And as I prompt you through the stages of prayer, listen to the divine whispering back to you. The first step, God is. Go ahead. What is your God? Free float into that aspect of you that knows God, names God, feels God. And the second step, as God is, I am. I am one with that which I recognize as divine. Speak that in the silence of your own prayer. God is, and I am. Dropping down to the truth of who you are. We take another breath. The third step, we accept. We accept our greater good. What is it now your heart is longing for? Let the words be personal. Let it be God's prayer and your prayer as one. God is, I am, I accept. Now feel it. The gratitude, the fourth step. So grateful. So grateful that you entered a pause, a sacred pause of stillness and silence. Gratitude for the human behind you, next to you, before you. Thankful for Judy's music, for the sound team. Bringing it all into this moment. Gratitude for the chair you sit upon, for the sacred sanctuary. Gratitude. And the final step, surrender. Let it go. Let your prayer go, because it's already so. We surrender. We let it go. We're dropping deeper. We are one. all of us are one, heart to heart. This is love at its purest. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you.
That beautiful, prayerful moment. And the next song doesn't quite align with that.
Shake it up.
Except in the way that we can now see more clearly.
Well, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. Well, I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's going to be a bright, bright, sunshiny day.
Sing with us if you know.
It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. I think I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is a rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue sky. Look straight ahead, nothing but blue I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Oh, sunshiny day, sunshiny day. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you for waking me up. I'd like to invite the ushers up, please. As I prepare to give my offering, my heart is filled with love and appreciation, since what is offered here today is for my spiritual well-being. I am filled with gratitude, knowing life stays in balance, for as I give, I do receive. And so it is. That's right.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes the pipes are calling. From glen to glen and down the mountainside, the summer's gone and all the flowers are dying. 'Tis you must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, I love you so. And if you come and all the flowers are dying, if I am dead, as dead I may well be, you'll come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say an Ave there for me. And I shall hear, though soft, you tread above me, and all my dreams will warm and sweeter be, for you'll not fail to tell me that you love me. I'll simply sleep in peace until you come to me. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, I love you so.
That was beautiful. Goodness.
Thank you.
I give thanks for the blessed donations received here in the offering this morning and during the week. I know each dollar supports this spiritual family in many ways as we grow together, pray together, and give thanks for all this center has to offer and has been blessed for today and always. And so it is. Sue's going to come up now and give a word.
Just a small word. Small word. Yeah, thank you guys for that song. Wasn't that touching? Yeah, you didn't feel it, but we all had a standing ovation. I just couldn't get up fast enough because I was just so moved. So we are working towards allowing the end of our service to be closed with the peace song, but I think you have another piece before that, correct? Just want to verify that. But please stay for the social hall and come enjoy the meeting, especially if you are a member. We need to have a quorum for the meeting, so we have some exciting things to talk about, and we want you to be a part of that. So it's It's not like sometimes you say, oh, a congregational meeting. I got up too early. It's going to be fun, and we're going to move it along so that you feel that it was an hour well spent of your time. So I really encourage you to join us. And don't forget looking through your bookshelves for those books that you're ready to pass on. Now that you know you don't have to read them, you just have to be. How's that? How's that? All right. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to finish with an Irish pub song.
Of course.
And you are all included. And I think there's going to be...
That's the chorus.
There's the chorus, and it has a...
And Judy's going to help us with guiding your clapping. And
Yes.
so follow her if you're unclear.
Well, let's give
But
it a
we'll
go.
sing the verse and you'll sing
Yeah,
the
this
chorus
is-
with us.
Story about, I guess, some fellow
It's a-
trying to find his way.
Typical Irish song.
Yeah, typical,
Drink, you know.
Goes like... Oh, I've been the wild rover for many's a year, and I spent all me money on whiskey and beer, but now I'm returning with gold in great store, and I never will play the wild rover no more, and it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover, no, never, no more. Well, I went into an alehouse I used to frequent, and I told the landlady me money was spent. I asked her for credit, she answered me nay. Such a customer as you I can have any day, and it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover, no, never, no more. Well, I took from me pocket 10 sovereigns bright, and the landlady's eyes opened wide with delight. She says, I have whiskeys and wines of the best, and the words that you told me were only in jest, and it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover, no, never, no more. Well, I'll go home to me parents, confess what I've done, and I'll ask them to pardon their prodigal son. And when they've caressed me as oft times before, I never will play the wild rover no more, and it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover, no, never, no more, and it's no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover, no, never, no more.
Oh, the piece.
Oh, peace. Are we gonna? Is you gonna play?
Okay, we're not quite together.
We're figuring out what the heck we're doing. Tell me what we're doing.
Peace song. Peace on earth, and let it be.
Let there be peace on earth,
the peace that was meant to be. will